tell you something, brother. This might be the best OG Kush I've ever had. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. You just said a mouthful, brother. I'm higher than helicopter butt. Listen, though, Hulkster. Younglurch has been running his mouth on that podcast. Blaze the Bingohall podcast needs to show some respect to the veterans, brother. I say we run in there and show Younglurch and his guest just exactly who the OGs of this game are, What you gonna do, Blaze the Bingohall podcast, when the Macho Man and the Hulkster run wild on you? Ooh, yeah. Give me like 10 minutes, though, because I'm really, really stoned. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to the Bingohall. It's your boy Younglurch, your host with the most. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Today we are joined by the Godfather, the leader, the El Presidente of the Deathmatch 2.0, Mr. Andy Lawler. Andy, welcome into the Bingohall, my friend.
No, thank you.
How are you feeling today?
I'm good, and I'm not the leader. It was started with multiple people.
Okay, yeah.
I post more than anyone, so I guess that's assumed, you know.
Yeah, you're kind of like the I guess the figurehead or so of the group, I guess. But
I definitely have the worst inbox of anyone else. Yes, because it's perceived that way.
Yeah, they always want to run to you whenever there's an issue or a gripe or.
Yeah, I got some crazy ones last night when I was asleep over the one-man crew for promo, and I didn't approve it, and I hadn't even seen it yet, and I woke up. We'll discuss it later.
Yeah. You're always catching all the shit for things like you said that maybe you might not even approved or been involved in. And I'm
gonna get the blame, but I expect that, and it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, sometimes it is what it is. You can't really avoid it. I know you like to say that I'm responsible for the one man crew.
Oh no, you did good. I wanted to watch his match before we started because I got home late from work. But the 7-1, I don't have as much free time as maybe people think. I still haven't got to see it.
Same. That's like I started to rewatch TOD last night, and I got about halfway through. Still have to finish that, but I was putting it off for a couple days, kind of letting things digest, letting things sink in before I rewatch it on IWTV. But yeah,
the thing is, I work, and I have a wife, and she's not going to watch deathmatch wrestling every day.
Yeah,
and I get it, Yeah,
so you got to compromise.
So I'll watch when she's at work, and when she's off, we'll watch a movie. Sometimes she prefers to go live. She loves to go live.
Yeah, same with me. I try to get it in where I can fit it in. There's so much that that I feel like, I'm behind on watching, but I'll get to it when I get to it. I try to watch it late. You know what I mean? I got little ones too, so I try not to let them watch it, especially when they're doing crazy stuff and hey, go in the other room. You know what I mean? So you got to try to. Yeah. I got 3 of them.
Oh my God.
Yep. Yeah. I have a 18-year-old stepson, a 6-year-old son, and a 2-year-old daughter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you.
Younglurch isn't that young.
Here's my baby right here.
There we go. He's got the tongue sticking out.
It's always like that.
That's
Someone
funny.
once said that they feel bad that my dog is that way, like it was defective. I said, no, I'd have paid extra for that.
I have a buddy that he used to have a pug. It was a black pug, and she would always try to fight with the pit bull and show the pit bull that she was boss, I guess. And she got bit, and then she lost her eye, which I guess is a common thing with the pugs because their eyes are kind of bulging out, so they get them caught on stuff or in fights and stuff like that too. So
that's weird because I have a coworker who has
same thing.
A black pug, and it lost one of its eyes.
Yep.
See, he offered to breed with mine when they were young, and I said I don't want to put my dog through that.
Yeah. That's a whole extra mess there.
We actually have 2. Here's the other one, the baby.
Okay. Are they boys or girls or?
Well, they're all girls. We have
okay.
3 girls.
There you go.
I'm kind of like Nick Gage. You wouldn't expect it, but I got the little
dogs. Yeah, I seen he had Jelly with him one Saturday, and she was running all around while he was going in and out of the bathroom, like, "Where's my dad? Where's my dad?"
When we used to go to the Showboat, we'd bump into him in the elevator with his little dogs going down to take him out, because Showboat's a pet-friendly hotel.
Okay.
What's weird is the Showboat. The Showboat used to be. See, we've been going to these forever. The Showboat used to be mostly prostitutes and drug addicts in there. It was a dump. But the Carousel Room was great. But that's where they used to run, and we'd have after parties after the GCW shows, where like Schlack and Marcus Crane would throw after parties, and they'd have no ring matches and play music and pass around big bottles of whiskey. It was great.
No shit.
Great memories. Now, if you go there, it's very family friendly. They've got the water park. They've completely cleaned it up, which is nice. But I also miss the insanity of what it was.
Yeah. I'm sure you probably made tons of crazy memories like that throughout the years.
The Carousel Room seemed like it had a soul, and the Terminal just doesn't.
Yeah, I heard that there's a lot that you could do in there, I guess, because it's so big, though, right?
Yeah, it's good venue. It's good.
It doesn't have that like you said, maybe that soul or that home kind of feeling to it. Yeah,
it feels like you're in a huge warehouse. Have you not been there?
I haven't been there yet. I've only seen it on TV.
My
brother was there at I guess that wasn't Homecoming. It was Cage of Survival. He was at that one. That was at that location, I believe.
I've been to every Nick Gage Invitational and Tournament of Survival since Part 3.
Wow.
So, I used to travel. I used to go to Ring of Honor a lot in Atlanta and Tennessee because I couldn't afford to fly. But NGI 3 was the first flight I could afford, and I flew, and I've been going ever since.
Yeah, I see you fly all over the place, and that's what I want to kind of ask is like, so how did Deathmatch Elite originally get started? Like you said, you weren't the sole person. From what I understand, it was a collective of guys, and then this was before kind of social media, right? Or was it when social media was just starting?
No,
okay,
it wasn't that old. But Christopher from RPW, the owner of that, he actually came up with the name of
did not know that.
Yeah. And he's one of the originals, and Bucky, of course, Joseph Conicello, Dustin, who is in and out now, Silva, Althouse, the original Deathmatch fans,
Yeah.
But Bucky and I were admins in that MDK group. We had a falling out, and then we got into another group called Deathmatch Cult. And the guy who ran that was one of the people that didn't have a profile picture,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which a couple of my favorite people are like that. Maybe they want their privacy, but his whole life ended up being up this crazy lie. I can't remember all of it or get into it. So that's when we started Deathmatch Elite.
Okay, that's what I kind of got out of that was that it was like someone that he was one of the I guess founding people with you guys, but then he turned out to not even be like a real.
Well, no,
you never met him, right? You never got to meet this person.
No, he was supposed to go to one of the Tournament of Survival 4, but he said he got into this huge accident. He was having to use his teeth to control his phone and talk to us, and he had a fake wife and a fake fort. He was rich, and just everything was lies.
He was a deathmatch catfish.
He was, and some people dug up and found out that his wife. I guess it's easier now, but you can like take a picture and search the internet and find.
See if it's a real picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was some wrestling woman that none of us had heard of that he was pretending was his wife.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm not censored on here, am I?
No, you can say whatever you want.
I didn't mean say, but when
you can say whatever you want, do whatever you want. You're good. This is the Bingohall. We're low budget here. we don't have any restrictions.
Whenever I did the Deathmatch Avenger, the only other one of these, for some reason they edited out every time anyone drank or did drugs. So
maybe because they're worried more about, I guess, getting monetized or getting demonetized if they already are. We're not there yet. I don't really give a shit. I'm just trying to make as much content as possible and put it out there. So to me, I'd rather it be real. But yeah, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to do, you're good.
I'm just gonna take a shot. I don't want it to get edited out.
Hey, you're good. I'm gonna hit the vape with you.
Cheers.
Yeah. So that's it's pretty unique that, like I said, that you guys came together, realized this guy wasn't who he said he was, but then did that kind of make the you and the rest of the guys kind of closer once you guys really started going to shows and really started?
Because we were already close and already going to shows before that group and towards the other one.
Gotcha.
So it's like we have at the core of the group, it's Bucky and I and Christopher, now I'm proud of him. He's a promoter. He's doing great.
Yeah.
But all of us used to go to shows together and travel. More people do it now, but
it was more of a rarity, I guess, back then, right? To have like a cult of, or not a cult, but a group of friends that are, hitting the shows like that.
Yeah, and them guys are like family to me,
Yeah, a brotherhood.
We share hotels forever. We share meals. We share rides. It's like family.
Yeah.
That's why when Piss Jug died, that's why he's on top of our group forever,
Yeah.
That was before your time though, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. So I was a part of the last group before 2.0. I was in there for maybe almost a year or so before that went down. But yeah, I wasn't in that group very long, but yeah, that was definitely before my time. But did you ever imagine that it would get as big as it is, especially in the early days when you guys were starting off? Because at one point you guys had like 10,000 members.
We did. Now we're back. We just hit 3,000.
Yeah. Solid 3,000, a good solid 3,000.
And the other people who don't like us say that we're like only 5 people talking to each other, but that's clearly not true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll try not to get into that. But
yeah,
we've come a long way, and we're rebuilding up again, and we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. So what are some of the challenges that you feel like you faced, I guess, in that time of coming from the old group to the new group? Because the old group, we still don't have all the answers. I guess maybe you might, but I don't know. Like, it seems like it was vanished out of nowhere. No one really has the real scoop.
I don't know what happened. The Boulevard Bullies was having a show. And something, I didn't watch it. Something maybe was said, or Brett's kids was brought up or something, and then he freaked out on the group and was sending us some messages, and I'm not blaming him. I don't know what happened, but the next day it was gone. We did have a lot of strikes, and I've lost already 2 Facebook profiles, and it all happened like all at one time because I had 2, and I lost.
Is it people going on there like reporting you and stuff like that massively, or?
Well, that may have been part of it, but it was also some people that I had as administrators posting shit that they really should not have, and they took advantage of. They were my friends, but hold on, let me plug my phone in.
Okay.
They went way too far. They're still my friends, but that was part of it. But what got me was there was a period where we would post full death matches, where you don't have to click a link. It's right there, right? We had something called the Vault, and it was full of death matches, right? So BJW did a copyright thing, and I got hit. Just both my profiles gone. I lost wedding photos, old Ring of Honor photos with like Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, and just I lost so many photos. That's the thing that's heartbreaking. Stuff with Marcus Crane, Danny Havoc.
Stuff you can't get back. That's just going out into the
Yeah, gone. I tried. I can't. You can't.
Yeah,
really,
that's horrible. That's yeah. It's as I said, people just go in there and do whatever. And then also, like I said, the copyright stuff. It's they change it so often. It's like you think that you're good with what you have up there, and then they switch it up on you, and then you get restricted. Like, well, it was good not that long ago, and then now your stuff's taken down. So
I don't blame Big Japan. I mean, it's their content, and I probably should not have been posting full matches, but it was hard to access then, and it's just what we did in the groups back then. We post full matches.
Yeah. What's some of your favorite memories that you had in the early days of DME?
The early days?
Yeah.
The camaraderie, I guess you call it. Some of the people that we used to all be really tight don't get along anymore, and I hate that. But yeah, just same as it is now, meeting up, going to shows.
Do you think social media changed the way a lot of people are towards the group or how they act in the group?
Everything changed when COVID came.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Everything, not just the group, everything.
Oh yeah. The whole world changed for sure.
Yeah, but I don't know how all this crazy stuff has reached the niche of deathmatch wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. It's like I'm a firm believer, like I believe you are too, that wrestling should be that escape from the everyday mundane bullshit. You know what I mean? It should be your outlet to put all that shit aside. So it's like when you're trying to incorporate that into it, and in some parts, like when you're able to do the when you can tell it's a show, that's fine. But like when people are really bringing their personal dramas and bullshits into it, it's like, keep it out of here.
You see what's happening. It's not hard to see.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. It's become about fucking politics, and I hate politics.
Yep.
I've only voted once in my life, but they cornhole me and say I'm a Nazi and stuff, and these people who don't like us because we didn't cancel the Necro Butcher.
Yeah.
That's what it all stemmed from.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and it's like they just run off and try to start their own group or whatever, which is fine. Do what you got to do, but like,
well, the thing is, it was unnecessary. But I feel like they need their own group, and that's a really good thing for them. But there's so much nastiness going on, and they just need. I think they need a different leader and maybe sway it in a positive manner instead of everyone's a Nazi who doesn't align with exactly what you fucking believe in. Because we're allowed to have different opinions and still all come together. It's not that hard to coexist.
Yeah, that's the problem. I always say this. I've said it on here many times that people don't know how to have conversations. It's if you don't see it through my point of view, then fuck you, or whatever, or
that's not it.
Yeah, it's like that's how they act, and it's just like if someone has a different point of view, you have a conversation with them, you try to understand or come to some mutual agreement or whatever, or you don't, and you learn from it and you move on. You know what I mean? But some people are just like, oh, if it's not my way, or if I don't have instant gratification, or if it doesn't happen right now, then you're a Nazi, or you're this, or you're that, because you're trying to keep me down, or you're not giving me what I want. And it's just like, it's so like obvious and transparent what these people are doing. That it's a joke, really. Like, that's why I just, like, you see me, I laugh at it and tell you, like, fuck them. Like, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Because
it doesn't really bother me, except that they're putting a false narrative out there.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the worst
clean.
part.
I'm clean. There's no proof of anything they're saying.
Yeah.
So, but they keep on. And, I have difference of opinion than most of everyone in my group, being a Christian, but I don't want to bring any of that into our group.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be about politics or sexuality, and they make fun of me when I say that, but
yeah, like I said, wrestling should be the escape from all that. You know what I mean?
It is.
All that stuff's shoved down your throat at every corner you look. So but
it is, and I feel like GCW makes more money. They're the only company that really makes money doing this, the indie deathmatch thing. But that's, I think, where it started, bringing all the politics into it. But
yeah, when there's another narrative behind what's going on that you might not realize, I guess.
Yeah, but you can't deny Brett's making a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely top of the, like you said, the deathmatch or indie game for sure.
They are, and it's just I still love the TOS and the NGI and the death matches they do, but honestly, I fast forward through the rest now because it's not aimed at me or a lot of the old school fans.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like it's like sometimes I get glimpses of, oh, this is on fire, but then it's like sometimes I just don't feel like we get the payoffs that we should. Like I feel like we're way behind on certain things that should have happened already as far as storylines and stuff in GCW, but
Yeah,
I don't see the vision, I guess.
I don't either. And they have some really good matches, but to me, I just really have to skip to them. I can't watch it live or I'll.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I get exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Can you talk about some of the shows that stood out to you the most?
Yeah.
That you've been to?
Again, back to GCW, it was, I was there when Kasai made his debut versus Alex Colon. They said it couldn't be done. That felt like a dream being there.
Really? Where was that? Was that what venue was that at?
Carousel Room in Atlantic City.
Okay.
Those are always their best shows, even now.
Yeah. They can't run there anymore, right? Or they don't, or nobody.
No, they can't. The Carousel Room is a mini golf now.
Oh, okay.
But that show was magical to me. They said it couldn't be done. Where it was headlined by Ricky Shane Page and Nick Gage. That was it. To me, that was the last real GCW show before it really changed.
Do you think it changed when Cardona came into it?
Cardona did great versus Gage, and I loved that. But
yeah,
I don't know the exact time frame. It's just
somewhere around there, I guess.
Yeah, and some people still love it, and that's good for them. But even I'm still a fan. I'm nothing more, so I'm allowed to have an opinion. I feel like sometimes promoters can get upset if we have an opinion. It shouldn't be that way. It's a fan page.
Yeah, definitely. Some promoters get too upset, and it's like, you know, you gotta understand, like you said, we have an opinion, and we can voice our opinion if we want to. And if that offends you, then so be it. You know, just like they have opinions about things that we probably don't like. You know, and
they do. And
I guess they're more sensitive to it because it's their product and they're more.
Oh, I know.
Boots on the ground, but.
Brett seemed to get more salty right after Tournament of Death because they had a successful show. And he
yes, he did.
He said we have an agenda in the group, and we don't. Well, maybe some people do, but that wasn't the intention. But I still want to keep going to GCW, but point blank period, this guy calling me a Nazi, I'm not going to be around him. So,
yeah.
You know, and if he's giving them money, I don't know that. I've heard it. I don't know what the situation is, but something's weird, and there's
some sort of tie there too that I was wondering what the deal was because they constantly use like his like weapons and shit like that, his stuff. So it's like, and I don't even really want to talk about it too much, but you seen what he posted recently, and it's like, wow, what a piece of shit, you know, like, and then he's selling T-shirts of that. It's like. You got to be the lowest of the low.
Of the man who just got shot in the neck. That's just disgusting to me. And I don't follow this stuff, and I don't know. For someone to die over their opinion and has young kids, and it's just, the world is crazy now.
Yes.
But I lost my train of thought, but.
No, you're good. So you were saying that how, you know, promoters can kind of get salty about certain things. And I think the question that kind of came up right after TOD was someone asked, what did you think was better? Was it GCW TOS or was it CZW TOD? You were at both, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I personally watch GCW on TV, so it's going to be a different sort of opinion than when you're there live. The live experience for CZW last Saturday was crazy. I posted about it yesterday. It was like a primal gladiator type of, I don't know, primal. That's all I can say. That's what I keep coming back to. So, what were your thoughts about TOD? And obviously, Deathmatch Elite was in the house and holding it down, and it was definitely a wild event. What were your thoughts on it?
Oh, it was amazing, and you're Deathmatch Elite also, and it was great to meet you there. And
yeah, it was great to meet you as well.
I appreciate the hats and everything.
Yeah, man.
I have to tell you that one of the hats you gave me, Necro Butcher now owns.
Hey, I love it. He was sitting right behind us. That was like a whole extra bonus for all of us that were in the front row right there, because he was just back there doing like alternative commentary the entire show.
See, Marcus Crane did that once for me and Jeff the Pilot at Southern Sickness. Mm-hmm. And it was the first time I saw Akira. I don't know the year, but it was Ian Rotten's kid had a company way back when. Yeah, the main event ended up being Murdoch with so many tubes, but Akira, that's the first time I've seen him. But Marcus Crane did commentary right behind us. And then in his match, he stuck porcupine quills in Jeff King. Then he felt bad and pulled him out. And then they had a baby pool full of vodka, and it was cold out there. It was in Memphis, Tennessee. And Marcus threw the baby pool of vodka all over me and Jeff. So we were soaked in vodka. We stunk. It was cold.
Oh, yeah.
He thought it was the funniest thing. He talked about it for a week. But no, the Thoughts Tournament of Death was absolutely amazing. The water looked like it was from a Jaws movie.
Yeah, I was calling it Deathmatch Chum because it was just like, like, I don't know, man. It was like one of those things where it's like in the moment, it's like, this is something different, you know? And then you see the responses from everyone online. You're like, yeah, that was something special. You know, that's something no one ever seen before like that. Like,
it was.
Yeah.
And Shannon needs appreciation for that too, because she does so much.
Yeah, shout out to her. She was always keeping everyone on top of everything to do as far as how to get in, where to check in, you know, when to get there, everything leading up to it. So yeah, shout out to Shannon for doing her thing.
She's the best, and I hate she couldn't be there. I don't know the exact specifics, but I really wanted to see her because, you know, she does so much to help.
So do you feel like the smaller number of the group, how it is now, like I said, it's more of a stronger, more genuine few that are in the elite now?
I think we're doing good. You know, we were around for quite a long time at 10,000. We've been less than a year, right? I think. And then we're at 3,000. So
yeah. What lessons do you feel like you learned from the first version of it?
I learned lessons even at my age all the time, but specifically, we let too many people in to be admins and moderators the first time, and a couple of them
were abusing that.
Well, maybe that, and screenshotting our private chat, which is not good. Two of them did that, and it caused a lot of trouble for someone else. I can't get into details, but I just wanted to involve a lot of the main people. I think more is less with a bigger group like this.
Yeah. And I guess you guys are more on top of, like you said, now that there's not as many admins, on top of things that come through or don't come through to try to keep things, I guess, at bay and at a
We try, but that one-man crew video was approved by someone else last night. And I was asleep. I got 2 video messages from someone I don't know calling us homophobic because of his promo. Then I woke up and said, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I just woke up. You know, I go to bed early for work. I get up at like 3:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And I told him I hadn't seen it yet after these videos. And then he sent me 17 memes of that man getting shot in the neck and told me to eat shit. So my inbox is a mess with crazy people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible. You have to go through that. That's what I was going to ask is like, how have you dealt with like the hate? I know you said like it's completely unwarranted, but like, how do you deal with that? You try to just, I guess, block it out, not really pay it too much attention.
It doesn't bother me, to be honest, except when it's really just one person comes after me calling us Nazis and homophobes and transphobes with no proof whatsoever. It just doesn't make sense. And people who know us and know me know that's bullshit. But what bothers me is a lot of people still fuck with that guy and co-sign with him. that I thought are my friends. That's what's disheartening, really. Because if someone talks about my friend like that, I'm fucking done with you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's almost like they say those things, but also like don't feel like they, like you said before, like a lot of these people aren't even supporters. Like you don't even see them at shows. You don't see them, support wrestling. They just sit online and just, tweet away or whatever. And it's just like, okay for them just to say shit like that, where it's like,
and everybody's a Nazi now. I don't
that's the easy go-to.
I just don't understand it, but I'm 47 now, but it's baffling to me.
Do you think that some of the hate, I guess, maybe comes from like jealousy, misunderstanding, or something else, especially from the one individual?
Well, it's really two of them, but
okay.
It eats them alive to see us on TV having fun at the shows.
Yeah,
and all
getting shouted. You get shouted out on all the shows.
And I don't even need that, but it eats them alive, and we're just having fun, and they hate it for some reason.
Yeah,
they hate it. But I'm gonna keep having fun.
Yeah. So I guess, like you said, the most unfair criticism you've heard from the group and people that aren't in the group anymore is just the easy throw. Oh, he's a Nazi. He's this. He's that. Because that's the easy.
It all stemmed
cop out.
It all stemmed from Necro Butcher's stuff he posts on his personal page.
Yeah.
I don't care what. I'm a fan of John Wayne Murdoch, and he posts crazy shit on the other side of the spectrum, and Necro on the other side. I'd like to see him fucking fight. It's a grudge match.
Yeah. But I always love when they can put some sort of personal thing into wrestling. Like, it always adds a little extra layer to it. And since you were talking about Necro, like he was at TOD.
My wife got that crown.
That's awesome. What are your thoughts on him being there? I thought it was a great experience. Like, he was mingling with the crowd, just being a fan, having fun. That's what he said when he first sat down. He's like, you know what? I was supposed to be here, but I'm just going to enjoy it as a fan. And I feel like that's what he did. Like,
thank Johnny Phillips for making that happen. And
shout out to Johnny.
I drove Necro to Waffle House after, and we all had dinner and more shots. And Mickey Knuckles showed up, and Jimmy Controversy. I think he got a concussion from the tarp thing. I still haven't seen.
Oh man, yeah, Jimmy was doing his thing. He takes an ass whooping.
Yeah, I give him shit, but I like it.
Yeah, same. Yeah, he's
I like a jobber.
Yeah,
there needs to be more jobbers in deathmatch.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we need more characters. We need more heels. We need more shit like storylines. Like, I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, but the old we kill each other and then shake hands and love each other. Like, yeah, that's great when it's due, but come on, like let's get some real nitty gritty, like some characters going. Like, that's why I love that shit. Like,
that's done too much. And if you know me, I always tend to go where Schlack goes.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a character and he's a deathmatch wrestler. He's a monster. Same like Necro. Guys like Brain Damage were. And so he went to XPW. He went to ICW after GCW. I went there. He went to XPW. And then I followed him now to 7. Only thing what's heartbreaking to me, like even before we started talking, I wanted to watch One Man Cruise match, but I can't figure out on Soul Streaming how to buy the fucking show.
I'm not sure. I haven't checked that out on there yet. I think that I don't know if it's still the deal, but I knew they did it the other day that you got the Texas show. Not the Texas show, the LA show, and then and the one that they just did. So,
well, I'm hitting the buttons and I don't see a place to buy it. And I looked at the other shows on there and I don't see a place. Maybe it's a Soul Streaming issue. I don't know. I really wish that 7 would go with IWTV because they're the best.
Yeah.
But I think Mike wants to do everything himself, and that's too much for one person to do.
Yeah, I know you've been pretty vocal about that, and I don't think it's in a bad way. It's more of in a way of like, we want the product. Like, we want the conclusion to some of these storylines and stuff that we may not know what's going on, or because that's it. We want to be up to date with it.
Yeah, like even at the Georgia show I went to, there were storylines that happened leading to the next show. And then the next show happened, and the show I was at wasn't released until after the storyline came to a conclusion. So no one knew the storyline going into the match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's you got to keep that momentum going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, more power to them. And I'm happy that they got the streaming thing. But, like you said, maybe if it was on something a little bit more easier to navigate, I don't know. I haven't been on there. I've never heard of it actually, but is there other promotions and stuff on there as well? Or
there's a Roku app that, no, I mean, it's like other, like
other sports and stuff.
Generic MMA and other wrestling, not deathmatch stuff.
Yeah.
Lady, come here. Come on. Yeah, but it's a lot for one. It's too much for one man to do what Mike's trying to do, I think.
Yeah, maybe putting too much onto his shoulders when maybe delegating it to some other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because I've told people have offered help, but I hear things I don't know.
How important is it for you to ignore the negativity and focus on those that actually support you?
I try not to bring it up in the group anymore, just on my personal page.
Yeah.
And again, I'm used to it. I've been running these group type things or involved in them for a very long time. And feuds happen, but I've never seen someone cause this much trouble and divide within such a short amount of time, because this guy's only been around like 1 year.
Damn, really? It's not even been that. Yeah. I thought maybe he was around a lot longer than that or something.
No, fuck no. But I'm told he did this in his local music scene before he brought this stuff over here.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess he's not welcome there.
He has a reputation.
Yeah, but when he came over, I thought he was just some weird drunk guy, and he was funny, and I liked him. I thought we were friends. And then out of the blue, he flipped the fuck out.
That's kind of what I was telling you before. Like, before we hopped on, was like, I always thought like his stuff was kind of entertaining for a while, and then a switch flipped and it just went completely left. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I don't know what. Yeah, something's not adding up over there. So
he got nasty. Yeah, I don't know if it had to do with the brain injury or what. And then I see him saying, people send me all kinds of stuff, and he's saying, I saw Andy at TOS. He's a fucking pussy, and he didn't do anything. Like, dude, I'm 6'3". This dude's like handicapped with a brain injury, and I think I heard he needs a cane now. Am I gonna?
Yeah, what are you gonna get out of? What are you gonna get out of that? You know what I mean?
Am I gonna hit him in the head and he possibly dies?
Right.
And plus, I've traveled and spent thousands of dollars to go to Atlantic City for the weekend. You think I'm gonna physically touch this guy?
Yeah, ruin your time and your life over this guy who means nothing. So it's like,
I'm never gonna put my hands on him. And he just talks endless shit, biting at my ankles, and it's just crazy. But
yeah, you gotta just let them live in their own misery. You know what I mean? So fuck them. That's what I always say.
I bring it up on my personal page, and I probably shouldn't even do that, but I try to keep it out of the group.
Yeah. And that's all you can do, right? Like your personal page is your personal thing. And when like you said, when you're being attacked enough where it's like, at some point you got to defend yourself, especially with this guy saying the shit that he's saying. It's like, what are you supposed to do?
And I have brought it to the group, and I shouldn't have, but it can get old, being accused of these crazy things by someone I've only met one time. And it was right when this like kind of started with the beef, and he kept to himself the whole time. I didn't see him talking to but one person in the smoking area. The one time he had to walk by me to get back to the ring, he stared right at the ground, and now he's puffing his chest out again, calling me a pussy.
It's always the ones. It's always the ones. They don't keep that same energy. It's a whole different ballgame when reality starts to sink in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like 3 times bigger than this guy. Right. I'm not gonna do anything to him, but why are you calling me a pussy, dude?
Right. At least have that same energy, but they don't, That's why I say a lot of it's like virtue signaling, like, just trying to get everyone online to back them or whatever. But has there ever been?
I feel like with him posting these T-shirt things.
Oh, it's terrible.
but that now it just is at the point to where I'm like, if you co-sign with this guy, just go to that side, and I don't want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's at that point, and it's at that point where I don't know if I even want to go to Atlantic City again if he's there, just because I don't trust myself being around him.
Yeah.
Because he's talked so much shit, but I think we've spent too much time giving him light anyway. But
yeah. So has there been any moments where you just wanted to like maybe like walk away from the scene in general at all, or you're always going to be, you know, going to shows and stuff like that? I know you said like try to avoid maybe that one, but you know,
well, there's plenty of alternatives. But
yeah,
well, I said I wasn't going to start the new group until when we got shut down. It was upsetting, but I said, all right, I'm done. I'm not going to put all this time and effort again, because I do put a lot of time and effort. Really, what I do is my method is I go through Twitter and everywhere I can trying to find just deathmatch related news so people can see it all in one place and not have to search themselves. That's my main goal. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't always want to have to spend time mediating bullshit.
Yeah.
rather be bringing more positive stuff, like you said, bringing news from all over the place that's deathmatch related.
I'm a news guy is my main thing. But Kevin Gill restarted the group in 2.0.
Okay. Yeah, and I think when the first one went down, a lot of people were sad. You know, a lot of people, that's their like daily thing. They check in, they see what's going on, and you know, when they didn't have that, it was kind of like, oh man, now where do we go? You know, but a lot of people like myself, when I seen the 2.0, I was like, all right, cool, we're doing it again. Let's get in there. So yeah, it's interesting how everything's turned out like that. But
what the thing is, some people can get upset that Kevin's in admin and he's involved in another company, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But he promotes every company except the ones that bash him. He's not biased towards the one he works for, and he spreads nothing but positivity, and he's just a great fucking human being. And there wouldn't be a 2.0 without him, because I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, but shout out to Kevin.
He's the best.
So I know we touched on it a little bit. So what was your take on CZW Tournament of Death? The matches, the atmosphere, the turnout. How was it for you? Because I know you've been to multiple. You said you've been to 4 in a row. How many have you been to in total? And then how was this one different than the rest?
Honestly, I've just been to the last 4, and that's it.
Okay. That's it. Yeah. Okay.
And the rain and stuff made this one just stand out. Just all the crazy stuff that happened. It was really special to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But
it was definitely a shift in earlier in the day where it was really hot, and then the rain was like, all right, cool. And then it was like, oh my God, what is happening? And it was just like, I don't know. I think it just amped everybody up and made everybody like more into it, I guess.
Well, my wife got to go under the tent with Larry Legend and spend time with him, so that was cool with the rain, because she's not going to get soaking wet to watch this.
Yeah,
but she said she had the best time ever also, and she's more a fan of hanging out with our friends than the wrestling. You know, she goes for me.
Going to see the friends and you know, the camaraderie, and
she likes to see the tubes pop and all that stuff, and she has a great time. But you know, I'm dragging her all around the country, and I appreciate my wife for that.
Yeah, it's good to have that for sure.
Because we got up at 2 a.m., we drove to Atlanta, and then flew to Philly, rented a car, got to Tournament of Death at 2 p.m., and it started at 2:30.
Holy shit. Yeah, so you had just got there.
Yeah, then we got up at 3 a.m. and did the whole thing backwards to get home. So I put my wife through some shit, and I shout out to Angie for that.
Yeah, shout out to Angie.
Thank you
great to meet her as well.
Yeah, thank you for giving her the weed there too.
Yeah. So you also had planned to go to 7 the night before, right? But that you just didn't make it to that.
I was trying to, and I was messaging Mike trying to figure it out, but he hadn't responded to me on Messenger in a while. but I heard he doesn't respond on there much. So I need to get his phone number. I was really just more so nervous we weren't going to get to Tournament of Death in time.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Let's just say they pushed it back 30 minutes for Andy. Let's just go with that narrative.
Well, I really did want to go to that show also, but it would have cut me back another like $500 to $700. But I was we were cutting it so close for Tournament of Death. I was nervous for a week or so because I had a 5-hour delay 2 weeks before for King of the Kill.
Oh man!
But luckily, I had time to spare there. My friend Silva just had to wait on me or come back and get me at the airport.
Yeah, I know you've been through a lot of trouble recently with like getting like the real ID and then being able to like you weren't sure if you were going to make it to that weekend of GCW for a while, right? For TOS and COD.
The way I look at it, though, I travel so much that it's
I said COD COS.
It's bound to happen though when you travel a lot, so I don't hold any weight to it.
Yeah. Gotta love that the travel of and dealing with the airlines and all that.
I'm so used to it.
Yeah,
it's nice. Occasionally, I can get a flight out of Birmingham 10 minutes from me, but to get a cheaper flight, I generally have to drive to Atlanta.
Okay,
which is 2 hours.
So
but
what?
To save $300, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, what? Yeah, why not? What promotions are you currently watching, and what are your personal favorites right now?
I love what Seven does. I just wish it was more
readily available.
There you go. Yeah. CZW. I'll admit I wait for the death matches. I don't know a lot of the other guys who. If they had more guys we knew, kind of like Seven, I think it would draw better numbers. But RPW is great also.
Yeah, they've been doing their thing.
Yeah, they put on some great shows. That last Florida one was really good.
Yeah, that was the one where Sicko beat Drake, right?
Yeah.
I watched
King
that one.
King of the Kill was a lot of fun live too.
Yeah, I watched that. I caught the ass end of it. I still have to go back to watch the beginning rounds, but I seen Masada lose to Dillinger, I believe, right before he went to fight Schlack, and then I seen the beginning of the Schlack match, and then I got distracted, did something else, had to turn it off. But it's one of those things, like I said, you got to go back and watch it. And I got, certain things that was like, oh, right here I was at, I got to go back to this part. And, you gotta check it off the list.
I've only watched about half of it back myself. It's hard to find time because there's so much content now.
Oh, I know. That's
good for us.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we had, we had WWE and WCW. And the first exposure I had to deathmatch was Cactus and Terry Funk in Japan at the King of the Death matches.
Nice.
And then I discovered...
Is that through like tape trading back then?
Yeah, I was doing all that stuff. And then the first introduction to deathmatch in America was World of Wrestling magazine, I think it was, had an article on CZW and the Pyramid of Death. And it was like a Cage and Justice Payne, which was Nick Gage's brother, jumped through the ceiling down onto tables and fire and tons of thumbtacks. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
This was a different time, mind you.
Yeah.
We didn't see anything like this. So I got into the Tournament of Death and all that. I was a huge Ring of Honor guy also. But that's what got me into it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what bums me out that I think about it, because like I was a teenager when CZW was like really in its like prime years, let's say, I guess. And I just didn't get to watch it. It's not that I didn't want to watch it. Like I would see clips here and there, but it was like I was so involved with, I guess, the local scene, what was happening around me and that kind of stuff. And internet wasn't as prevalent, I guess, and easy, like you said, to find things. So it was like, I guess I kind of just like, it kind of passed by me when it was like, even some of the guys like Ruckus and Derek Frazier that were in CZW that I knew of, you know, I didn't see their stuff in CZW. I would see it like locally in Maryland and stuff like that at MCW or different promotions like that. So it was just weird that like that whole era kind of just like went right by when I could have been right there in it. But it's cool to like we talked about. We have IWTV. We can go back and watch all this stuff that's on there. I don't know if the entirety of their library are on there, but you know the bulk of it is. So that's a good thing for any fan.
Yeah, they had CCW studios for a long time, but it's disappeared. I don't know because
was that a different library?
Well, it like had all their shit on there. It just kind of disappeared a couple of years ago.
Okay,
like I paid for it, but it's gone. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because it seems like it's just like most of the major events that are on IWTV for them, right?
Now
like TODs and like the Cage of Death and stuff like that.
Yeah. Hold on 1 minute.
So what deathmatch promotions or events are you most excited for in the future?
I'm going to King of the Deathmatch. I'm real excited for that.
That's in Indianapolis, right?
Yeah. Well, I was supposed to go to the first one since Seven took over, or because it used to be IWA Mid-South, which I went to one of those. That was awesome. I'm excited for that. I was supposed to go the first time, but GCW ran the NGI, and I didn't want to break my streak because I've been to every one. Which that streak may be broken soon anyway.
Yeah.
For reasons I've talked about. I'm excited for that. ICW Chattanooga I'll be at, and then Carnage Cup.
Okay. Have you gone internationally for any death matches before?
No. That's a little out of my budget working at retail store,
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I know that would probably be a whole nother experience, just like watching any wrestling show overseas, like especially in like Europe and stuff, or the UK, like how they have their own chants and stuff like that. It's it's crazy to see how like the UK scenes in specifically how they're starting to bleed over to the States. Like we just got to see Tim Strange and TOD, so that was pretty cool.
I'd love to go. Yeah, Tim is awesome, and he's a big fucking guy.
He's a big boy.
I didn't realize. I'm like 6'3", and he made me look like really small.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, the big boys are standing here when I took a picture with him, but I mean, I'm skinny. He's fucking big. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like,
and tall. Bucky is like big like that too.
Yeah, he was taking an ass whooping from Shellac, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was good. Japan though, I'd like to visit also.
Oh my god, yeah, that would be amazing.
My friend Joseph Carnicella went there for the GCW with Rena versus Masha.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how cool would that was a great match. Did you see it?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I missed really the Japan shows that they were just at, and then
the last Japan GCW shows
weren't that good, right? That's what everybody was saying.
They weren't good at all, except Draymond.
All right, so we're back. So you said that it's King of the Kill. You said it is in Indianapolis.
Oh no, King of the Death Matches.
King of the Death Matches is coming up in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
What's your prediction for that?
It would be Schlack or Masada, but they're having a tag match.
Yeah.
But not all the participants have been announced yet, so I'd have to wait.
Okay.
But whoever I predict to win is always generally wrong.
Okay.
Except Schlack winning.
I was gonna say except for TOD, right? Because you were with Schlack, yeah.
Yeah, I was, because I don't know how much longer he wants to keep doing this, but he needed that win because that's where he started, and that's a big tournament, and I'm glad that he won.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I'm also glad that Dillinger won King of the Kill, because you got to build new stars.
Yes, that's a very important thing that you brought up, building new stars.
And Dillinger's very underrated. He's so good.
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff. I think the first time I seen him was with Pacific North Death, but they literally did that one show, and it was like maybe they did one show after that, and it was just like they were done. So, but that's where I first seen him at.
I never watched that shit.
You never watched that one? Yeah.
No.
I know. Yeah, they were kind of, I think, on the other side of the spectrum of things.
Yeah, the people who hate me would have loved it, but they ain't been
Yeah.
out.
What wrestlers do you feel like embody the spirit of Deathmatch Elite? Because there are wrestlers that are in the group. There's plenty of fans in the group as well, but you think Schlack is one of those guys that's
Schlack is the guy.
Yeah.
That's it. He's the main one.
Yeah.
But I appreciate all of them being there because they don't have to be.
Yeah.
It's appreciated when they comment. Marcus Crane used to talk to us a lot in the comment. I think it's cool when they
interact.
Yeah. I mean, imagine interacting with like Taz and Bam Bam Bigelow back in ECW. How cool that would be. I feel like that's kind
being
of
on like the message boards or something back in the day.
It's cool. I like that they talk to us, and all of them. I've never had a bad experience with a deathmatch wrestler and meeting them or anything online.
Have you had any wrestlers reach out to you directly about Deathmatch Elite and its impact that they've received from it?
Yeah, all the time, but I don't want to say who. You know?
Yeah. But I'm sure there's like some that have, this is like a good outlet, you know what I mean, for the community. And
they ask opinions on shows and matches, and it's pretty cool. Yeah. But again, that's something I won't.
Yeah,
it's private.
In your opinion, what should deathmatch wrestling be doing more of right now?
Less of the hugging after the matches, like you said.
Yeah.
Better stories, more feuds. I think Combat Zone has a huge chance coming off Tournament of Death, but a lot of the wrestlers
build off that momentum.
We don't know who a lot of the wrestlers are. Maybe make it more people we know, make it more of a hardcore style mixed with deathmatch.
Yeah.
Even GCW used to run the Voltage Lounge on their glass shows, and those were amazing shows back then. If you go back, where they still had a strong deathmatch roster, they'd use barbed wire and gussets with it on the places they couldn't use glass. But I don't know. They kind of took CZW's formula, but made it more successful.
Yeah.
And you can't fault the guy for making money, but it's not what a lot of the old fans are into.
Yeah, and I think that also like more like we were saying earlier, I guess more character development or more that you can put into the storylines to have those payoffs adds up a lot and goes a long way, especially on those matches where maybe you're at a venue where you can't do all the crazy shit that you want to do. When you have a good storyline or a good character, a good clash of styles, that goes a long way. You know what I mean? And we're able to, get some longevity out of things. And like you said, build these new characters, build these new people, introduce them. Who are they? Why are they here? What are they doing? So the more of that shit, I think the better in any promotion.
Well, Chris in RPW does a lot of long-term story building. And I really loved last year the T-shirt angle with Tommy Vendetta and Schlack at the end. And I like the concept of the winner of the tournament has to fight the winner from last year.
Yeah, it's just something different.
Yeah, those little things are important to me and they matter, and it makes it more fun.
Yeah. It's good to have structure or have some sort of like rules or, whatever within those confines, because sometimes when you don't, it's just because it becomes like meaningless sometimes, certain things. It's just like it's repetitive, Just
matches for the sake of matches.
Just to have them.
Yeah.
On the flip side of things, what should deathmatch wrestling be doing less of?
Maybe promoters getting upset with fans for having fan opinions.
Yeah,
that's one thing. Less hugs. I love when they hug occasionally for respect, but and
like I said, when you can tell that it's a true moment and it means something, all for it. But when you can tell that it's like forced, it's like, come on, like it's like you just were trying to get a cheap pop or you thought that's what you were supposed to do, but it's like you've been better off just selling to the back. Like, just sometimes it just doesn't hit like they think it does, I guess.
No, and you're the first match on the card having no rope barbed wire, and then you're hugging, and why none of this makes any sense.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm out.
Yeah, but then you have like Akira and Drake passing of a torch. Yeah, let's hug it out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Also something that, since you brought Akira up, I don't know. I go back and forth on him. I see a lot of potential in him. I want to like him. I want to be a supporter, but there's something that I don't know if it just doesn't click with me. I think like, I don't know. I don't know. I think that not just him, but the reason why I brought him up is because like after the match, it's another pet peeve. Like, you win and then you just start like trying to jump through the table, and you fuck your back up, and then you hit yourself in the head with the tubes, and then you do all this shit. And it's like, sometimes I guess that makes sense, kind of like, hugging and, whatever after a match. But a lot of times it's like, doesn't that take away sort of like what you guys just did? Like in my eyes, I guess.
I've heard other people say that too, and it doesn't bother me as much as it does some people. And I feel like I've watched that kid grow up too. He was always like the first match at ICW, and he always fucking killed it. And it's a shame he never won the title there, but
yeah,
shit happens. But yeah, that's the thing. It's a fan group, so it's okay for fans to have opinions, and people shouldn't get so upset. Even some of the wrestlers are very oversensitive.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, no one means like, well, at least I don't, mean any ill will about it. It's just but some people, some people try to spew that hate into it. So it's like, whatever, but
yeah, it's just fan opinions.
Yeah.
It's not
like music or movies or anything like that. It's the same thing.
And if you're in an AEW or WWE group, you don't have the wrestlers and promoters in there, which I think is cool that we do, but I think they should let fans have an opinion, don't let it upset their feelings.
Yeah. Where do you see Deathmatch Elite going in the next year?
Oh, I plan to keep going to shows, and I'm not going to let anyone that's trying to hate on us ruin our fun,
Yeah.
One of my dear friends is just so bent out of shape about it that he said he's just done, and he's been doing this for longer than me, and that breaks my heart. But I'm not going to let these people fucking get in the way of my fun or stop me from doing what I'm going to do. And I still love deathmatch wrestling, and I'm going to keep going as long as I'm physically able, is the plan.
Yeah, just keep on trucking, keep on doing your thing.
Yeah.
So finally, Andy, what message do you have for the 3,000 strong who are still riding with the Deathmatch Elite?
Like I posted today, I used to go to Ring of Honor, and I didn't know anyone there, and I went so many times. It was just the people that I brought with me, which would be my wife or one friend or my cousin. But the deathmatch fans, it's like a community when you go, and we all love each other and hug each other, and we all take care of each other. It's like a big family, and I've never had that in any other wrestling or in my life, really. So it's really special, and I hate the people who are trying to
take that away. Take that away. Yeah.
I don't know what the end game is for these people, or the agenda, really.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all just been so unnecessary, and it came out of left field to me, and it didn't have to happen.
No, and I agree with you. That as far as like the family, the brotherhood, the camaraderie, it's like my wife says that when I'm at shows and stuff, he's in his element. Because it's like, that's what we're, it's just meant to be, you know what I mean? So to try to take away that joy from people and, just whatever, like I always say, Andy, you'll see me comment from Blaze the Bingohall, fuck them. It is what it is. So, I wouldn't pay them too much attention, but let the people know where they can find you. Deathmatch Elite, anyone's welcome to join, right? Just don't come with some bullshit. I would assume, right?
everyone's welcome. I mean, you see how people get welcome. Then when you come, you came up, and it's like we've known each other forever. And first time we meet.
Yep.
Because that's what it's about. And don't let a few bad apples spoil the bunch.
Yeah, you got that right. That's literally the expression I told my wife. I said, when I meet Andy, I'm sure it's going to be one of those, and I've had these multiple times in my life with friends. It's going to feel like I've known this guy for forever, because we interact, we talk, whatever. But yeah, it was just like you said, like we've known each other for forever, and just, hey, this is like brotherhood, it's that's what it's all about,
It's
making
like
those
Jake
connections.
Torres, my friend Jake Torres, the first time I met him, it's like we've known each other our whole fucking lives.
Yeah. Those are always good connections.
And like if you live next door, we would have a fire together, watch wrestling, drink, smoke, whatever.
Hell yeah.
I think a lot of these people don't like that we enjoy ourselves and have fun, and that's just kind of fucking weird to me.
Yeah. Well, misery loves company, and if they see someone else doing good, they're going to want to try. It's like the crab mentality. I'm from Baltimore, so they always say the crab mentality. A crab's going to try to grab another crab to bring them down, when they're trying to get out of the pot. So
I definitely see. Well, I'm actually from Portland, Maine, so it was lobsters there.
The lobster mentality. But so Deathmatch Elite on Facebook. Is there anywhere else that people can find you, or is that the best place to reach out?
That's the main thing. I even only use Facebook for.
Sweet.
And I want a place for everyone to talk about deathmatch wrestling, and let's keep going to shows and keep having fun and ignore the negativity.
Fuck yeah. Well, Andy, it's been a pleasure, and I appreciate you for stopping into the Bingohall. Is there anything you have for the Deathmatch Elite or for any other part of the wrestling community out there?
Yeah. Cheers. Take one more with me.
Yes, sir. Peace.